Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Real Estate Agent Advantage. My name is Lorne Cooper and I'm joined by my friend Ron McIntosh. Today we're going to talk about Ron's first year in EXP Realty. There are a lot of videos out there about, how good it is, how bad it is, yada, yada, yada. I want to hear about, the real experience, the pluses, the minuses, what it was like to transition from somebody in your position, because you came from management coming back into sales, into EXP because of the opportunity. So why don't we talk a little bit about that? Why don't you tell everybody a quick background of where you're coming from about a year ago into EXP and what got you into it in the first place.
Okay, sounds good. Hi, everybody. Ron McIntosh, as Lauren said. The year before I joined EXP, I was looking for ownership of a brokerage, and I ended up meeting a guy that I knew through the business over the last couple of years, and we started negotiating on working together. We came to an agreement, and then back in June or July of 2019, I signed on. We had a joint venture planned out. I was going to manage one of his offices and then build it out. So after a year of doing that, there was something missing, and it wasn't as profitable as I thought it was going to be. There was a lot of things that I didn't foresee happening. So I started to do some investigation into EXP. Met a few people that we clicked, really did a deep dive into it, spoke to my partner Rhonda, and we decided that we were going to do this, take the leap, and it was kind of like taking the leap into owning my own brokerage without the big hassle of doing it. So here I am.
All right, great. Now, when you transitioned into EXP, what was the onboarding process like? What did that feel like getting back into sales? Because you were a non-selling manager essentially, right?
Yes, for 6 years.
Yeah. So how did that transition feel?
It was actually pretty simple. Back then, EXP Canada, I think there was only about 1,000 agents total in Canada. So we weren't really growing at the pace we are now. So the process took maybe a week or so. Pretty smooth. I already had an idea of some of the things I had to do coming from management. So as far as the transition, it was pretty smooth for me. As far as getting back into sales and walking away from my salary, it was pretty stressful. But it just all came back. It clicked. I have some really great partners that made it, a lot easier. And I just hit the ground running and had a phenomenal year in selling.
So you talked about walking away from a salary. That's a big thing. When you're in management, you had a significant six-figure salary that you walked away from,
Yes.
as well as, you were buying into ownership. That was the plan.
Yes.
So you walked away from all of that just because you saw the opportunity at EXP. I mean, what was it specifically?
Yeah, absolutely. I had a six-figure salary, bonuses. I had a legacy program, which I was paid an override on all the deals out of my office. I had bonuses, and it just, something wasn't right. So when I made the transition over to EXP, what I saw was there was an exit strategy for me that this business could grow without me actually being the center of it.
Right.
And even owning your own brokerage, you still are responsible for a lot of things, like the maintenance of the building, the rent, the staff, all of these things. Where at EXP, I removed all of those issues that I saw, and I still share in the revenue without the responsibility, and I can remove all geographical restrictions, which I had at my office. I no longer had those. So the opportunity to grow was much bigger, and removed a lot of the liability and the issues that you get when you take on ownership in a brokerage.
Now, we had a discussion in the past about general profitability of a lot of these brokerages in the traditional brokerage model, and in the franchises, and it's like 3 to 5%,
Yeah.
3 to 4.5%.
The NAR average is, I believe, 3.7%.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and having that same kind of profitability without the overhead is what drew you
Absolutely.
to
Yep.
this, to the revenue sharing program, to the stocks, and all these other things.
Right.
Great. All right, so let's talk about, you transitioned into sales. You mentioned that you had your best year. Let's talk about how EXP itself affected your business, positively or negatively.
Okay.
What do you attribute, to EXP?
Well, I'll start with the negative thing, and it's pretty much the only thing that I deal with on a day-to-day basis that I could even say is a negative. we're growing so fast that EXP is constantly hiring staff to keep up with the pace of our growth. And that, for me, is the only thing. I mean, the staff is phenomenal. There's just not enough of them. And we are hiring like constantly some amazing people. So once we get to that part where there's like the equilibrium where we have enough staff to sustain the growth, I don't see that being a problem in the future.
Speaking to that specifically, speaking to other people around the United States, because that's where it really grew into something substantial first, and then moving to Canada, and now internationally. That's the big thing when you're first getting started. You're scrambling to make it smooth, and then once you hit that point, it's like smooth sailing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And now, I mean, we're growing at such a fast pace, which is fantastic. It's amazing. I don't think they anticipated the amount of growth and excitement from all the realtors.
Yeah.
So yes, they're definitely trying to keep up. But having said that, from my personal experience, all the transaction stuff, all the back end admin type stuff, that's all pretty much on par. It's a few other like little small systems here and there that are struggling to keep up. And like you said, they're hiring to make that.
And we have some new technologies that are coming into place that will help with all of that thing. That it's already happening in a lot of the spots in the States. So like they're being paid the day the deal closes, and we're working on that stuff here as well, which is better than what we would expect. Exactly.
The day the deal closes.
We're having these little hurdles that we got to get over to get to something that's going to be amazing. So, like I said, it's a pain point, but it's not really an issue. You just you keep going.
It's a growing pain rather than an actual issue where you need to walk away from the business. It's not like something standing in your way from producing.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay, excellent. What else did you want to touch on?
And then as far as me stepping away, like the opportunity I saw of growth and the geographical restriction being removed, I've grown my modern team in less than a year to the size of the brokerage I was managing for a year. And it took them, I believe, 8 or 9 years to get to that size, and I did it in less than a year.
How does that happen? I mean, explain, because people that are looking from the outside in don't quite understand that kind of growth and how that happens. Did you have to go out there and recruit, 40, 50, 60 people, whatever?
No. So what happens is you just... and I'll use you as an example. Lorne saw that I made the move over here, and he made a call and questioned why I did it. So we had a conversation over a few days, gave him everything that EXP had to offer. He did a deep dive for probably about 7 days, got back to me and said, I can't find a reason not to be here. And he joined. So that's kind of how it worked for me. And then the same thing is happening now. Lorne's people are reaching out to Lorne, asking him why he's here. And it just grows organically. And what you're doing is it's duplicatable. So what Lorne and I did, he just now tells his people, and the other people that I partner with, they just tell their people, and it's just expanded like exponential. And it's phenomenal, and it's duplicatable. It's easy. We don't make cold calls. We don't just phone random agents to join. We choose who we partner with, and then they choose who they partner with. So we have really quality people within our network, which at the old brokerage model, we pretty much hired anybody that walked in the door just because we wanted we wanted their monthly fees.
Pay the fees.
Yeah. So here at EXP, we don't do that. We choose who we partner with. And then to go to the next level is EXP actually interviews the people that want to join. We don't just hire everybody. It's a process. And I think it's a great process. So we're not just looking for people to fill seats. We're looking for productive, quality agents that see the value in this model and are going to take advantage of it. So for me, coming from ownership, it's like I now own my own brokerage. I didn't have to buy in other than the $199 to get started. So I own my own brokerage. It costs me nothing to get started.
You don't have to just pile people in just to pay the bills.
No,
that's
exactly.
the thing, like a regular brokerage.
I have no bills.
You can pick and choose who you want to work with. That's what got me very excited about it.
And it's just next level stuff, which is very, very exciting for all of us that are already here. And it's grow every day. My business is growing. I believe it's 7% agent count, 7% profitability month over month, with or without me. I mean, me and Lorne are working on some big things right now, so I'm not so focused on that part of the business, and the other things are growing, but this part of it is just growing organically, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I don't have to hire a recruiter. I don't have to hire a manager. It's just happening on its own.
Awesome. Excellent. So I hope that gives people some insight as to kind of how that kind of growth happens and how you match the traditional brokerage growth, even though the traditional brokerage, you have quotas to meet as a manager. You have to call certain people, recruit a certain amount of people, or hire a recruiter in the office that has to keep up the demand. This is a different thing. This happens more organically, and you can pick and choose who you want to work with because you're not desperate to cover your bills, your overhead.
Exactly. And for me, one of the big things as a manager, you work very hard to get somebody like Lorne to join the brokerage, and then every day it's a battle. I got to retain Lorne. I got to keep making him happy. I got to keep adding value. Where EXP, you still have that in there, but EXP's built in retention system with the equity in the company, with the rev share, with the cap. So there's all an amazing amount of tools to help you with the retention. So
as well as the culture, just the general culture of collaboration. And I've never experienced anything like that. So even without all the other stuff that everyone talks about, that culture is something that's very unique. And I've experienced it in different brokerages. I've been to several very big name brokerages. I've been with them for years and experienced some of the other ones. And honestly, I can tell you there's nothing like it. So that on its own is why
that's a great segue into one of the other things that attracted me to EXP. As I keep saying about the geographical restrictions are gone, Lorne and I get to partner and collaborate with some of the biggest names in the business that are like at the highest level in their space in the real estate business, like Mike Gerbic, Adam Bailey, Brent Gove, Tierney Jordan, Blake Corey, Gene Frederick. These are all very successful people in the real estate space, and we are in partnership with them. We lean on them for advice. They can give us the blueprint to what we want to do because they've already done it. And they just open their playbooks, and it's phenomenal, the collaboration. It's just, I've never seen anything like it. And to be honest, it's probably the number one reason that I would stay at EXP is because of that. And it's just, it's like
it's invaluable to have that kind of built-in mentorship and coaching that you just wouldn't get anywhere else. Because usually you're fairly restricted to your own geographic boundaries of who's in your area and who's willing to share.
Exactly.
Right? Yep. Whereas here, everyone's incentivized to help each other because it helps everybody. Yeah. And we have access to whether you're making, you're doing 10 deals a year and you want to get to 20 deals a year, there's somebody doing that. If you're at 20 deals a year and you want to get to 50 or 75 deals a year, there's somebody doing that. If you're at 200 deals a year and you want to get to 500, there's somebody doing that. Yep. If you want to get to over 1,000, we have people doing over 1,000 deals a year with big teams, all these different systems, whether it's lead generation, conversion, traditional, methods of door knocking and cold calling, or more high tech, social media advertisement and conversion and funnels, and it's anything you can imagine. You have access to, and that's what I'm very excited about.
And it's not, it's not just about business. I mean, that's the focus. Is we want to sell real estate. Right. You gotta sell real estate for all the other things to work. But it's life in general. Like they're just inspiring to you got to level up. If you're hanging out with these people, you need to level up in all aspects of your life, your fitness, your health, your knowledge of real estate, leveling up your business. It's just for me, it's everything. I'm in the best shape of my life since I've been here. I'm eating better than ever. I haven't drank alcohol since September 18th of last year.
You might have to after this interview.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, and it's not that I had a problem or anything. It was a choice that we're all leveling up, and I don't want to be foggy the next day because I don't want to miss something. I might get a great tidbit from Mike Gerbic or Adam or Tierney. Like, I want to make sure I'm on point every single day to keep up with these guys, and it's changed my life drastically. Like I said, my family life, my health, my fitness, all of it is better, and my business has just exploded.
Talk about that a little bit, and the different opportunities that you got this year that maybe came from the whole idea that you were with the EXP company.
Yeah. So my partner and I, Rhonda, we've been for years looking at opening our own brokerage and just what can we do to bring our business to the next level. So she had one of her good clients who's a builder, and they had a project, a waterfront condo project up north, just north of Toronto, and we were given the opportunity to work with them on this. And I think when we showed them the value of EXP, they were blown away at the size of our network and the reach we have to advertise this project for them. We're global
and the
with
quality
the click of a button
of the connections.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we we have investors out of Florida. We have contacts like with agents down there that can put us in touch with these people. So as Lorne and I joke, it's like I can click a button in our workplace group and reach 59,000 agents with this project, and they're all with EXP. So there's no, animosity or anything. We're just here to collaborate, and they're willing to share this opportunity. Some of them are interested in buying their own unit. So that just opened up a massive opportunity for us that we may not have got without being at EXP and having that clout of our network. So that was a massive thing for us. Yeah. And it's ongoing. We're in the middle of we're 56% sold in 11 days on the first project, and there's many more that they're in the process of negotiating. So again, like I said, business, health, everything has just exploded since I've been here.
Amazing. Yeah. So let's talk about that. Your commission income is definitely there. It's on point. It's more than I know through our discussions you even imagined.
Yep.
And let's talk about the revenue share, because you built up that team organically and it's grown. You're now earning a fairly consistent.
Yep. Yeah. So that was one of my big fears, as Lorne and I spoke about several times. Is like I had to walk away from a 6-figure salary that I had grown accustomed to for 6 years, and it was kind of a little scary to do it, but I went for it, and I replaced my income easily with my sales, so that wasn't an issue. But the surprise and the amazing thing about this is that because I grew organically, I've now replaced 80% of the salary I had last year through my residual income. So I'm now getting
within a year,
less than a year, I now get 80% of my salary replaced from my revenue share with almost no effort. It just grew organically. So, and then I capped out pretty easily because it's a small cap of 16,000. So I capped out, and now I am enjoying 100% commission. I now have roughly, once my deals close this month, I'll probably have about 20,000 in stock, which I wouldn't have had, which was gifted to me or I bought it at a discount. And yeah, it's just been phenomenal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Any other points that you think people should hear about your experience at EXP that would help them understand one thing or another?
To be honest, you need to look into it. Like Lorne said earlier, it doesn't matter where you are in your business. We can help you. Our network can help you. EXP can help you. One of the misconceptions I think out there that people think you're going to join EXP and you're going to become rich. That's not the case. There's still a lot of work involved, but they give you all the systems and the tools to capitalize on that, and they're going to put you in front of the people that can show you the road ahead. And if you capitalize on it and you listen to these people, the sky's the limit. It's just endless amounts of opportunity.
Awesome.
So yeah, look into it and you won't regret it. I promise you will not regret it if you take advantage of it.
So that's what I was going to say. Is there anything that you're second guessing about your choice that you made? Obviously not. You
Absolutely
don't regret
not.
it. You're super happy.
Absolutely. And again, I mean, it's kind of, people think it's a dark topic, but if something were to happen to me, God forbid, I can will my rev share as it is now to my family, so they're going to get my salary for the rest of their life.
That's peace of mind,
which
right
is
there.
it's massive for me. So it's a built-in retirement plan. It's a built-in legacy for my family. Like I said, I can't think of. I mean, there's been bumps in the road. The better part of my first quarter here, I spent trying to open up another board because we brought on 5 really top producing agents in the Peterborough area, and we weren't part of the Peterborough board, so we had to get everything in line to bring them on and open that board. So that was a big chunk of my first quarter, but that's one of the other accomplishments we got. We've opened another board, and now we're growing leaps and bounds in the Kawartha, and this happens to be where our project is in the Kawartha. So yeah, everything's just falling into place. I mean, it's a hard road to travel, but I know where I'm going because people have told me this is what you got to do.
And you're getting the results. And like you
results.
said, the road's already been paved. You just have to follow the instructions laid out from everyone else.
Yep.
Yeah, and this is the type of thing that could happen if you're in a newer area for EXP like we are.
Yeah.
If you're in a more established area, then that's already been paved and you're good to go.
Yep.
But it's exciting on both sides, advantages and disadvantages of both, right?
Yeah, and the good thing about it is if somebody thought, hey, I want to open up in this area, are we part of that? And if we're not, we now know, we know the process. It's going to be a lot smoother, a lot quicker, a lot easier, because we've been down that road. So now we can tell you, this is how you do it, and we're there to help you.
So if you have any questions about your own personal experience with whatever brokerage you're at, and you're thinking about, will EXP be good for me and my business and my situation and my life overall, reach out to Ron, reach out to myself anytime, and we'll be happy to answer your questions. It's pretty simple, just a straightforward conversation, right?
Yep, anytime.
All right. Thanks for joining. We'll see you guys on another episode.
Have a great day.